Hello student, today we are taking the concept of Docker, which is a part of 6th unit Future of Cloud Computing. In this lecture we are taking the concept of Docker, what do we mean by the Docker, the architecture of Docker, and the tools that we are going to use in Docker. So Docker is a tool which is used for the deployment of project. So it is a one type of container management service. So when we use the Docker, when we deploy the application at the deployment process, we use the Docker. So generally, most of the time, when the developer develop the project on his environment, at that time, it will work on properly on his environment. But when he deploy that particular application or project on the client side or any other environment, so it will not work due to some dependency or other environment problem. So to how to avoid these problems, so for that purpose we use the Docker. So Docker simplifies the process of deployment process. So Docker is a set of platform as a service product that uses the OS level virtualization to deliver software in packages called container. So whatever the development occur at the development side or developer side, it develop the project in terms of container. So containers are isolated from one another and build their own software, libraries and configuration files. They can communicate with each other through well-defined channels. All containers are run by single operating system kernel, therefore use fewer resources than virtual machines. Now in Docker, it creates the container and we can easily portable this container on any environment. Here are some more of the things you get with the Docker. Docker wraps all of your requirements together into one package that is defined in a single file. Bundling application of software and required OS file system together in a single standardized image format. So Docker helps, or we call it simplify the communication between the operational team and development team, and it helps the smooth conduction of the deployment of project. With Docker, you deploy your application along with every single file required to run it. Docker's layer images make this efficient process that ensure your application is running in expected environment. Using the package artifact to test and deliver the exact same artifact to all the system in all environments. So Docker runs on AWS Elastic Beanstalk, Google App Engine, IBM Cloud, Microsoft Azure, Rackspace Cloud and many more. So number of clouds support the Docker as a tool for the deployment process. Now we will take the Docker deployment workflow. Before that, we compare with the non-Docker deployment workflow. So how non-Docker deployment workflow works and what is the problem with non-Docker deployment workflow. So in traditional deployment workflow, so this is the steps that carried out by the development team and operation team. The development team, the first step is the development team request the resources from the operation team required for the project. Then operation engineers in operation team make the provision of resources and hand over to the developers. So developer requires the resources required for the development purpose or for the deployment of the project, and the operation team make the provision of the resources and over to the development team. The developers script and tool their deployment. The deployment is repetitive task, so they make the operation team and development team make the improvement in each process. So it is a tweak the deployment process, and this deployment process is repeated, or we call the developer find out this it is a repeated process. Then developer find the additional dependencies that is required for the project and tell to the operational team. The operational team install the additional dependency required for the project, and these steps are performed repeatedly. These steps improvement in the project and resolve the process, or you call the resolve the dependency in the project. After that, when application is ready, then it perform the application deployment. So these are the steps performed in the non-Docker deployment workflow. So it requires the more steps. The development team and operation teams work together, but there is a more communication gap, and it requires the more time. So it is a time consuming process. So because of this, it limits the innovation which can be carried out by the development team in future, because most of the time development teams are engaging in the resolving the dependency problem. So Docker helps to avoid this such a type of time consuming process, and it helps to separate the responsibility of developer team and the operation team. Now we will take the Docker deployment workflow. Now what are the steps in the Docker deployment workflow? So in this Docker deployment workflow, the developers build the Docker image for the project and ship it to the registry. The operation engineers provide the configuration details to the container and the provision resource. So once the development team build the images, it shipped to the image repository, registry, and the operation team provide the configuration information required for this image for the deployment purpose. After completing all this process, the developer trigger the deployment process and application is deployed. Now we will take the architecture of Docker. The fundamental architecture of Docker is simple client-server model with only one executable that act as both components depending on how you invoke the Docker commands. So in Docker architecture, it is a client-server model, and the executable file is only one file, and depends on which command you use, it acts as a server or client. So Docker, when we install the Docker, it consists of at least two parts, the client and server, and third, there is one optional part that is called the registry. We store the Docker images and metadata about those images. Server does the ongoing work of running and managing your containers, and you use the client to tell the server what to do. So these servers are running on this server image, or you call the server is running on the number of environment, or you call the in the clusters, and there is a one client which tell the server what to do regarding the project. So Docker daemon can run on any number of servers in the infrastructure, and single client can address any number of servers. The single client can handle the many servers of the deployment for the deployment purpose. The clients are responsible for directing the server what to do, and servers focus on hosting the containerized application. When we install the Docker, we get both components, but server will launch on the supported Linux host. You can then use the command line tool client to talk to the server Docker. So we can use either API or command line tool to as a client to talk to the server Docker. The Docker command line tool and Docker daemon talk to each other over network sockets. The server and client communicate with each other over network sockets. The Docker provides both command line and remote web API for the accessing purpose. Docker command line tool. So what are the things we can do with the command line tool? So we can build container image, pull the image from the registry to Docker daemon, means we pull the images from the registry to Docker daemon. Docker daemon means server, or push them to the registry from the Docker daemon. Start the container on the Docker server either in a foreground or background. So we can start the Docker container on the Docker server in either foreground or background. Retrieve the Docker logs from the remote server. So we can access the logs of Docker by using from the remote server. Start command line shell inside a running container on remote server. So we can also start the command line shell on remote server by using this command line tool. So these are the functionalities we can perform by using the command line tool.